Welcome back, everybody, to Unconditional Surrender, me, myself, and I playthrough of the main event scenario. Game is published by GMT Games, designed by Salvatore Vasta. We're getting ready to go into the Western operations phase of May 1945, where the weather is fair. So we'll get right to it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use the British surprise attack marker. I'm going to drop it on Dusseldorf. And then we're going to do some shenanigans with the airplanes. The Bomber Command will fly to Amsterdam. Then this guy will... Oh, nope. Not Bomber Command. Where's Fighter Command? Fighter Command flies to here. And then this fighter flies to here. It takes a sortie. This guy has a sortie. And then Bomber Command, where are you? Bomber Command comes here. Takes a sortie. I have all these extra sortie markers and it bothers me no end. And then we're going to activate. Go move the map over. Put this in the corner. I'm going to activate the second. Spends 2. Attack here with a mobile assault. I am currently a net of +3. So I'm +1 for British, +2 for armor, +1 for surprise attack, -1 for the river. And he's +2 because he's German. That costs me 3 movement points, so I have 7 left. Okay. We go to combat commitment. Germans can throw their tanks. I'm definitely throwing an airplane, obviously. The Germans are going to try and shut it down right here. So they're going to throw a tanks marker. Well, they don't throw theirs first. I throw my airplane first. Fighter Command. Or Bomber Command. One of these. I use the bomber. So he'll go up a sortie. So that gave me +2. And his tanks will give him +2. So that'll be a +5 to a +4. Go look at the combat results table. My worst would be a 6. His best would be a 10. That would stop me. Even if I got a 2 and he got a 10, so that's 3 in 36. That's what, 1 in 12 chance that he can stop me. If I add 1, it's a 1 in 36. If I add 2, I'm guaranteed of getting at worst a diamond. But I don't think I want to. Do I want to take a 1 in 36 shot? I just know I'm going to roll a 1. Yeah, I think I have to throw the free forces, don't you? Yes, free forces. Ta-da. So it gives me an extra +1. So I have +2 for the airplane, +1 for that. So it's +1 for British, +2 for armor, +2 for an airplane, +1 for the surprise attack. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. This makes +7, -1 makes it +6. And he throws his tanks marker, so it's +4. +6 to +4. British roll. 1. See? 7. Germans roll. 1. +4 is a 5. So 7 to a 5 is a diamond. So it's going to make the British spend 3 more movement points to attack it again. Tanks definitely go on to the next turn. Where are your tanks? Free forces. If I roll a 1 or 2. Nope. So they're gone. And we attack it again. This time he'll only be +2. And I'll be +5. And I'll put a sortie on this airplane. So +5 to +2. British roll. Hey, a 6 + 5 is an 11. Germans roll. 5 + 2 is a 7. And 11 to a 7 is a DR. So he must retreat. Now I'm in a quandary. Oh boy. Well, I guess I take it. I'll be plus 6 to plus 2. Hopefully I'll get him to retreat. Put it on the bomber. That costs me 2 movement points. And I'm plus 6 to plus 2. British roll. 1 plus 6 is a 7. Germans roll. 6 plus 2 is an 8. And they hold. God almighty. That's just absolutely horrible. Well, now, that changes things a bit. Let's see how the first French go before I play the part. And they'll attack here. So they're plus 4. Put a sortie on this guy. Plus 6 minus 1 for the thing. So I'm plus 5 to plus 2. Plus 1 for American, plus 2 for armor. Plus 1 for the surprise attack marker makes 4. Plus 2 from the aircraft is 6 minus 1 for the wood. So plus 5 to plus 2. Americans roll. 2 plus 5 is a 7. And the Germans hold. So that left me with 7, and then down to 4. Do it again. Put a sortie on this one. Holy crap. Plus 5 to plus 2. Got a 9. He plus 2 is a 5, so he retreats. So he's going to retreat to there. Doesn't go into Frankfurt because I don't want to give him an attack to take the city. This would force him to attack across the river to do anything. So, yeah, something like that. So he takes the hex. Do I attack back? Then I can't attack forward. So this is not going to work out well. So Americans attack plus 3 to be plus 5 to plus 2 again. Best I'm going to get on him is a DD. And I only have 1 movement point left. Or I could attack the 20th. But I only can get 1 attack there if he retreats. I won't be able to attack him again. Now we'll go after the second. So 3 movement points. Plus 5 to plus 2. So I'll go back down to here. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3 attacks. 1, 2, 3 sorties. Plus 5 to plus 2. I get a 9. Rolls a 1. 1 plus 2 is a 3. 9 to 3 is a DD, so he is whipped. But, I think I have him retreat. This way? Or do I go this way? Either way, the first pair is not going to be able to retreat. So I think I go this way. The first French is going to take the space that the first pair can't retreat when I get to him. My goodness. So we got to have the 5th attack next. Costs him 3 movement points, so he has 7 left. No, he doesn't activate yet. Before I activate him, something I've been meaning to do. Get that American bomber and put him right there. Now I activate him. Attack here. So I'm 3, 4, throw in an airplane, 5, 6, -1. So +5 to +2. Americans roll. 5 + 5 is a 10. Germans roll. A 1 + 2 is a 3. So good for the Germans. 10 to a 3 is a DD. So he must be flipped. First he's flipped. Then he has to retreat, but he has no retreat route because it's zone of control, blah, 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 blah. So he must be eliminated. Faction card. Oh, I just had the faction card up. What's wrong with me? So infantry goes there. And willpower goes down 1. And now I can take the hex, which I think I want to do. And then I get an attack here. He's going to be defending at +3, unfortunately. I will use a sword here. So I'm +5 to +3. That costs me 3 more movement points. +5 to +3. Boom. 4 + 5 is a 9. Ooh, another 1. Germans are rolling a lot of 1s all of a sudden. I rolled the 1s with the British attack up here, and he's rolling the 1s from the Americans' attacks. 1 + 3 is a 4 to a, what did I have? 5 plus a die roll of 4. So I had a 9, and he had a 4. 9 to a 4 is a DR. So that means he has to flip because he has no legal retreat route. Well, that's kind of interesting, because now he's only +1. And I will go ahead and use another sortie on an airplane. Use up my last... Well, I have 4 movement points, but I'll use 3 movement points to attack him. +5 to +1 now. 2 + 5 is a 7. 4 + 1 is a 5, so that held. So he held for a turn. Well, things are looking interesting here. May end up using my paratrooper on these guys up here. I think we're going to attack with the first. Well, actually, before I attack with the first, I want to do something with the British. I'm going to spend 1. I'm just going to move this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just get that out of the way. Something I've been meaning to do for this whole turn, and I just... Now I activate the first. He's going to attack here. So right now I'm +3 to +1, and then I'm going to throw in... let's throw in this airplane. So that makes me +5 to +1, and we roll. That cost me 3. So I have 7 left. So that costs me 3. What I have thrown the paratrooper. Should I have thrown the paratrooper first? Yeah, I'm not going to activate him. Instead, I'm going to go to the faction card. I want to make sure I take Dusseldorf. So I'm going to make sure that I have this dropped on here. Okay. Now we're doing this. +5 to +1. And 3 plus 5 is an 8. It didn't work the last time I rolled an 8. I rolled a 1 this time. An 8 to a 2 is a DD, so faction card. Paratrooper comes off. Uses another willpower. And I get to take that with one of these, which is the most important thing. I have no enemy zone of control, so I'm here. I have 7 movement points left. Well, isn't that special? I have to look at something here. 7 movement points left. I could go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Two, 3, but don't take the hex, and then go 4, 5, 6. Capture Frankfurt. And this guy could go. Oh boy. Or I can do it this way. If I bust through here, then I can come through that way. So I'm at 7. If I go 2 to there, and then assault the, well, not assault, but attack here for 3. So that's -3. I'll throw in another sortie from here. Onto this. This guy's only defending at 2 because he's under a paradrap marker. +2 for German, +2 for armor, -2 for the paradrap. I'm at 3, +2 is 5, +1 for the airdrop is 6, and then -1 for the city. So it's +5, 2, +2. And Americans roll. 5 + 5 is a 10. Germans roll. Another 1. How many 1s is that? Is that like 3 or 4 in a row? 2. Well, I guess it's only 2 now. Rolled a 4 the first time there. Okay. Alright, well. Heck, that's not good. They rolled a 1 +2, and I rolled a 5 +5. So I have a 10, and he has a 2. 3, actually. +2. 3, which is a DD, which is very bad for the Germans because he has to flip, and he can't retreat, so he comes off into the armor bucket, and then he also loses a will point there. So, wow. That's bad news. And then I'm going to take the hex. So I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to place a control marker. Hello, control marker. Place a control marker. That means he will lose a factory for Dusseldorf, and 2 more will points because took a city. And I still have 2 movement points left, so I'm going to go ahead and attack that guy. It'll only be a plus. Let's see, I start off at +1 for American, +2 for armor, +2 for an airplane, +1 for surprise attack marker, and he's at 4. So it's +6 to +4. And the German armor rolls, or no, Americans roll a 5, +6 is an 11. Germans roll 3 + 4 is a 7. 11 to a 7 is a DR, which he cannot retreat, so he must be flipped, right? Because he has no retreat route. Okay. And then that's it for that American unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, we're going to have Patton do something different. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then attack the 20th, I guess that is. It looks like. Yes, we're going to attack the 20th. He's not within range of the surprise attack marker. We'll throw an airplane here. Let's see. He made 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks, and 3, and 3. 6, 10. I started with 1 year, 1 year. So that's 3, 6, 4, 5. That's 10. And I have to raise up another one because I'm going to add him in here. So I'm +5 to +2. And the Americans roll 4 + 5 is a 9. Germans roll 3 + 2 is a 5. So that's a retreat. I should be zoomed in here so you can see this. So this guy retreats in Stuttgart. I'm not going to take the hex because that cost me, started here. That cost me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So I had 3 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 4 left. Sorry, I can't count worth a dang. So I have 4 left, and then 1, 2, 3 to take this city here. So this airplane is just going to go fly up to Kiel. I take Frankfurt, place a control marker. The Germans will lose 2 willpower for that, and they will also lose another factory. So, ouch. And he's safe now. And now I have more Americans to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count with me here, everybody. 1, 2 onto the rail. 3 to this rail. 4, 5. Do I go here 6 and try and kill the second? And then attack this guy. 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I go, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I go 60 here, 27, 21, and attack the second, then I don't have anybody to take out the first Panzer. So 6. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm going to go here 6 and go after the first Panzer. So I'm +3. I'm going to add in an airplane. This one. And so now I'm +5 to +2. +5 to +2. 1 + 5 is a 6. That's horrible. 3 + 2 is a 5, so he stands. So I'll spend my last 2. Because it was 6, then 7, 8, then 9, 10. And we'll put a combat sortie on this one. And same thing, +5 to +2. There we go, there's my 10. And a 2, which is a 4. So the Panzer dies. So another tank dies. I have no movement points left, so I'm not going to take the hex, because that doesn't make any sense to me. That'll let the British come across to attack this infantry. 1, 2, 3, and they could go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, depending on what they do to this infantry. Cost me 4 to attack either way. Alright, before I do that, let's activate the 7th. It'll be -2. So when I throw in the airplane, I'll be a +3 to a +2. I can only do this attack twice. So I'm going to attack twice. I'm going to move first. I'm going to move here, and I'm going to attack into there. So that leaves me with 5 movement points left. And I'm +3. Because I'm +3 for myself, +2 for the airplane, then -1 for the river, -1 for the city. +3 to +2. And Americans roll. A 1, +3 is a 4. The Germans, the minimum they can get is a 3, so they're not going to be retreated. And they rolled a 6 instead, so a 4 to an 8 should be an AS. So they stopped me. So much for that little activity. Alright, now I have this Canadian here. He's going to go 1, 2, and then attack this German infantry, throw up a sortie, and I'm within range of this tries attack marker. So that's +6. +1 for British, +2 for armor, +2 for airplane, +1 for surprise attack marker, to a 2, +6 to a 2. 2 + 6 is an 8. 3 + 2 is a 5. That should be a retreat. 8 to a 5 is a retreat. So he can't retreat to here, so he's got to retreat to there. Okay, I spent 1, 2, 3, 4, so I have 6 movement points left. I could go 1, oh yes. Then I go 1, 2, leave me with 4 movement points left, and then I attack that infantry again. But this time he's going to be isolated, so I start off at +1 because I'm British, +2 for armor, +2 for isolation. And then I'll throw in an airplane for another +2. So it'll be +7. +7 to +2. 3 + 7 is a 10. 6 + 2 is an 8. 10 to an 8 is a diamond. So he survived it. And we'll do him again. That really... These Germans are hanging on here. And I'll use this guy to go up. Sorry. So it's the same thing. +7 to +2. 4 + 7 is an 11. And there's my infamous 1. Sooner or later they come around on me. 11 to a 1 + 2 is a 3, is a DD. So he would be flipped. And then he can't retreat, so he has to go onto the card. And he goes down another will point. So he should be down 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Should be down a total of 9. He started at 23. So he really should be at 14. I must have missed an infantry unit somewhere. Right? Because looking at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I took Dusseldorf for 6, 7, and I took Frankfurt for 8, 9. So I took 9. So he's down to 14. What the heck? 2, 4, 6, and 1 is 7. We'll mobile attack here. Throw in an airplane. He's activating. So he starts off at +1 for British, +2 for armor, throws in an airplane for 2. Defenders at a 0, and then I'm -1 for the ridge, -1 for the rough terrain. So it's a +3 to 0. And the British roll. A 5. Where are those in Northern Europe? 5 + 3 is an 8. And he rolled a 5, so all he does is retreat. So we'll go back to there. Oh, that's horrible. So it cost me 4 to go over here, so we'll go over here. So I now have 2 left. Joy of choice. Then I'll go after the Africa army, so he's +2. And I'm +3. +3 to +2. 1 + 3 is a 4. And he rolls a 7. 4 to a 7 is not a step. But okay. Let's see. I could go at +1, +2, 3, -2. +3 to 2 again. That would let him run around in June, so guess I'm kind of stuck. Yes. Hoping for something else, but I didn't get it. I think that's about it. I have activated everything I can activate. Down the rails. These guys can all get to ports. So all I have to do is count them all up. So I've got 1. I'm just going to undo this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy's going to actually get back into supply. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 supply points. So let's go down here. 19 supply points. So 3, 6, 9. There's 9 of my 19. So now I need 10 more. We'll go 6, 7, 8. 9 and 10. That should put everybody in supply. And no, I did not bomb for a reason. I'm hoping to get 2 more sorties back on this plane. Then in June, I'm going to fly this airplane into Belgium so that I have even more air power for the Americans. I couldn't use it all this last turn, but I probably should have bombed. Yeah, I always bomb with this one. That's what its job is. Bremen and Hamburg. Okay. Knew I forgot to do something. Alright, that takes care of all that. That then is the British operations phase for March 1945. And we will return with the Soviet operations phase of 1945 in the next video. I'm Dren608. If you like my videos, please subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes, and we'll be back shortly. Bye-bye.